America's wilderness is for sale. I mean, let's fucking buy
This
it.
water is so clean, you can drink it.
Athy check.
I've been drinking out of this river for probably 50 years.
What does it taste like?
Tastes like water.
That's because the water
It's my
here
7
comes from
months
one of
subbing.
the most
Must not
protected
spam
places
7.
in
I
the
will
United
refrain from
States.
spamming 7. I won't
You can't get
There you
here
go.
with a car. You can't use a boat with a motor. We couldn't even fly our
Nice to
drone
teach that
past
as well.
this point. These are the boundary waters of northern Minnesota's Superior National Forest. Thousands of pristine lakes like this one. Hundreds of thousands of people come to see it every year.
You listen to the sounds of the rapids, you watch the eagle fly overhead, you paddle on still waters, be on your own.
But there's one
It's
problem.
actually so nice
The Boundary
your mom
Waters
puts
is
your
just
food on a
outside
tray
one
and
of the
shit.
largest
My mom
untapped
would
sources of
just
copper
fucking
in the
scream at
world.
me to come
Under the
downstairs
previous
to use my
administration,
equals.
America's rich natural resources, of which your state has a lot, were put under lock and key.
Since taking office in 2017, the
That's how
Trump
it used to be, dude.
administration has opened up more than 13 million acres of public land for drilling and mining. That's more than any previous administration, including a part of Superior National Forest, right outside the Boundary Waters. Copper, the mineral underneath the forest, is the wiring in our phones, the pipes in our walls, and we also need it for electric car batteries, and solar panels, and wind turbines. We need copper, and there aren't that many places in the world to get it.
Yeah, copper supply is going
All
down.
this has renewed a really old
Copper's
and
expensive now.
complicated question. When is it worth risking the life above ground for the riches underneath? The U.S. has more than 600 million acres of national parks, monuments,
Fucking
forests,
flies,
and
dude.
wilderness areas.
Hold on, I got it.
They are the brainchild of President Theodore Roosevelt.
Fuck!
He worried that the reckless speed logging, blast rock mining, and oil drilling that fueled the Industrial Revolution could ruin the country's beauty and resources for future generations. So he created 150 national forests and parks, 18 national monuments, and 51 bird sanctuaries.
I mean, get up on a high mountain somewhere and remember that somebody saved that so that you could have that experience. And that's a kind of remarkable legacy.
We call them drinking water lakes because you can dip your cup right off the side of your canoe and drink straight from the lakes without even treating them or anything.
Jason owns a business that outfits visitors for canoe trips in the Boundary Waters.
They come here because what we have is so special and it's so unique. You can't have this sort of an experience anyplace else in the world. To have, 1 million acres, totally undeveloped.
The recreation and tourism industry here is big. It brings in about $77 million a year. The problem is that's not enough to support the entire region. Seasonal recreation workers typically make about $25,000 a year. That's less than the state's average income.
You're not going to be able to raise a family on $25,000 a year. You're not even going to be able to buy a house.
And this part of the state used to have a different core industry, iron mining.
We've been mining up in this area for well over 100 years, and so it's a big significance. There are a lot of second, third, fourth generation miners that have always worked in the mine, or their
And that was
families
like a really
worked in
fucking
the
hard
mine.
job.
The company that plans to build the mine near the Boundary Waters, Twin Metals, has said they'll pay about $90,000 a year, which is well over the state's average income.
Why?
But copper
What about the health risks?
mining is also risky in ways that iron mining wasn't. For the last 2 years, the Twin Metals company has been collecting samples of the rock that they plan to mine near the Boundary Waters.
This is a typical core sample. These little blocks that you're seeing in here really establish how deep we are below ground surface. Once we hit this 755 feet, this is where we start seeing the minerals.
The copper is locked inside this shiny part here. To get it out, you have to crush up the rock to a powder-like consistency. Copper only makes up about 1% of the sample, which means 99% of it is waste.
But it's just fucking rock.
The crushed up rock is submerged in a solution that floats the copper to the top. It's eventually what becomes wires, pipes, and everything else. And the waste rock sinks. That's the risky part. It contains toxic elements like arsenic, lead, and mercury, which were previously trapped inside the rock. And usually, when mining companies produce toxic waste, they store it in giant pits like these. But those pits don't always hold up.
It may be the worst environmental disaster in British Columbia's history.
3 million-gallon toxic stew of heavy metals poured downstream.
Devastation as far as the eye can see.
And the question that everyone here is just stunned by is how this could ever have been allowed to happen.
And even when there isn't one of these huge, catastrophic spills, abandoned mines leak millions of gallons of waste into streams. These colors indicate heavy metal contamination that poisons aquatic life and taints drinking water.
A lot of the economy that this region was based on was getting gold and silver out of these hills, and it left a legacy of pollution.
The cleanup costs taxpayers millions of dollars long after mining companies take their profits and leave. Twin Metals plans to store the waste from its mine right here, next to a river that ultimately leads to the Boundary Waters.
But why?
And instead of storing wastewater in a pit, their plan is to dry out the waste and store it in stacks like these. On its website, Twin Metals calls the dry stack method environmentally friendly. But to support that, they point to another dry stack.
Chat, I have an idea. I have a question. This seems really dumb, but if the problem is the rocks, why did they mix it in water and put them in pools? So just not stacking them onto the soil, yo.
To support that, they point to another dry stack mine in Alaska, where the verdict isn't actually that clear. The Alaska Mining Company's own data show that lead-contaminated dust is blowing off.
Okay, look at the chat. Everybody's in question mark. Right. Okay, what holds all the bad materials is the rock. Rock is a solid. It is not a liquid. Yet every day that we're disposing of it, they put them in fucking basins and fucking pools, yo.
Off the dry stacks. And they've acknowledged that it could be getting into the water. And in aquatic life near the mine, scientists found elevated levels of arsenic, lead, and mercury. Just like the Alaska mine, the Twin Metals mine would be surrounded by interconnected waterways. Any pollution would spread far beyond the initial impact site. All this is why, in 2016, the Obama administration decided the risks of copper mining here would be unacceptable and said that Twin Metals couldn't do it. But 2 years later, the Trump administration reversed that decision.
Tonight, I'm proudly announcing that we will soon be taking the first steps to rescind the federal withdrawal in Superior National Forest and restore mineral exploration for our amazing people and miners and workers.
In the 1980s, the iron mines of northeastern Minnesota started to close.
These days, unemployment there has gone as high as 90%.
Jesus
Of the
Christ.
15,000 union men and women who work the Iron Range mines, more than 3,000 are laid off, and hundreds more jobs are in jeopardy.
A full-scale depression, forcing thousands of miners to abandon the area.
When the layoffs happened in the mine, we were all hit. Everyone was hit. Daycare was hit. The hairdresser was hit. The grocery store was hit, not just the people that were laid off.
That's because mining jobs tend to not stick around.
I actually worked in several different states in the mining industry. And one of the things I noticed when I go back to the places where I worked 20 years ago, none of those communities are thriving. You don't build long-term prosperity on a mining industry.
Makes sense.
Industry and conservation have always fought over the best use of our public lands, and the people closest to those lands often have differing visions for their own future.
This proposed mine really puts the sustainable wilderness edge economy that we have going right now at risk, and it definitely puts businesses like mine at risk.
It's mom's
Jobs are scarce up here. Good jobs, I should say. ones with benefits where you can raise a family, put money aside for your retirement. So this is a very positive, good hope for us, for our towns, our families, our kids.
In a speech in 1908, Teddy Roosevelt took stock of America's industrial progress. We have become great in a material sense because of the lavish use of our resources, he said. But the time has come to inquire seriously what will happen when our forests are gone, when the coal, the iron, the oil, and the gas are exhausted. More than 100 years later, many of the most impressive...
I think I got it! Is it my food? I think I got it. It's on the floor. Hold up. Nobody move. Ready for this? Yes! 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 Fuck! Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I've had it for 3 days. 3 days you've haunted me. You stupid fucking thing. You disgusting thing. I'm literally gonna cry. Look at it. Look at it. This piece of shit has been everywhere in my mouth, in my food, on my legs, on my mic, and now you're fucking dead.
Human inventions, including those that could ultimately eliminate the need for fossil fuels, still depend on resources like copper, resources that will run out someday. The question isn't really whether to let companies mine for copper near the boundary waters.
It's not content, you dumbass.
It's whether the short-term gains are worth changing places like this forever.
Chat. Imagine hoping and thinking that humans collectively, when put together as a group, are smart enough to think ahead of the curve, right? And predict and avoid possible problems in a place where there's gain to get. Can you imagine unironically thinking that, dude? That sounds like a lifetime of misery, dude. Holy shit.
Respect instead.
On to the next question. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore.
I think I've seen this before.
And this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what? You know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
Barbecue and oil.
No, I'm gonna hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
Just kinda looks like Hot Pocket.
Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you.
Come on, dude.
What about the people? Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey. And with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student.
Chat. Number 1 Corona now, dude. Undethronable kings, they pog.
The worst period, generation, period, ever, period. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
Dude. Now, what movie is this?
Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel
what is beating your chest like this?
We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy.
Oh, okay, I get it.
We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed.
Okay. Hey man, watch this, dude.
Men who were revered.
Chat, I'm clicking links, boys. I'm clicking links. Hold up. What is this?
On a scale from 1 to 10, how numb is your ass sitting on the chair? My friend posted on his Snapchat story about his really expensive pocket knife. He talked about it for like 3 whole minutes, and I had to talk to one of my other friends to find out who the fuck asked lol.
Oh, that was kind of cool though.
Going a gun into the jungle.
Hey, dude, that was actually pretty good.
There means a lot. xQcl. Hey xQc, are you listening? What's your favorite G Fuel flavor, and will you get your own flavor soon?
Watch
xQcl. Hey there, Mr. Cow. I just wanted to say that I genuinely think you and Chat make you the best streamer on the platform xQcl. Oh my god, xQc, you are not going to believe this, but...
Keep pressure from above because there's rocks. And I've got...
Is that a shark or some shit?
It's gonna jump, it's gonna jump.
Hey Felix, Dono Wall, thanks for 9 awesome months. Dono Wall. Can I get a welcome to the jungle? Dono Wall. xQcl.
Fish! Look at that! The net.
It's dead already.
Careful, Fred, careful.
Love you, Dad. xQcl.
Right, we want to be very careful now.
Chat, why do people shit on Portugal? Like, why Portugal? Just kidding, Portugal only.
Want to get the head in.
That's rude.
Oh, segure le poisson. Oh, I got it.
Yo, these fucking chompers!
What we've got to worry about now is it biting its way out. The mouth is going. The fish is breathing.
What the fuck are those?
And the gills are going.
Hey, Mr. Cow,
this water
thank
is
you for the hardcore juice that you put out every day.
Well.
I used to love your cozy offline chat, but now it is just full of offline Deegan spammers. Super weird.
Take lumps out of
but
other
anyways,
fish. It will take lumps out of
xQcl.
crocodiles even, and there are stories well documented of that taking lumps out of people.
Hey xQc, have you seen the trailer for UFC 4? Just released 2 hours ago.
It's like a half croc, half Magikarp.
What I'm looking at here is the ultimate piranha. Those teeth, just like a piranha's, triangular.
It looks like Megalo.
Blades down the side, and they interlock. They interlock almost like scissors. They will just cut a lump out. 2 big differences, though. One is piranhas hunt in packs.
Gee, that's fucking scary, dude.
This is a solitary hunter. And the other thing is the size.
Yo, what is these huge ones in it, man? That's calm.
One of these things. I think their nightmares might be populated by a slightly different animal.
100 haircuts, dude. Okay, what is this? What was that, dude? Alright then. Wait, hold up. Let me watch it again. Okay, not bad. That was me, lol. No, it wasn't. Weirdo. Okay, next.
Much love xQc.
How to make a doo-wop cake jailhouse snack.
Hey man. 12 months Pogu xQc.
I'm a certified chef on the street. Strawberry cheese, Danish, and cheese.
4 months, thank you for the consistent juice.
And put peanut butter between all this stuff. You got your cookies right here. This is how you make a cookie dough.
Chat rate span xQc carried, and I will wire everyone who doesn't want gold.
It's just amazing some of the ingenuity that the guys have in here. I mean, they can turn nothing into something in just a second.
6 months, Paul.
That's my mash. Mash the fruit look down.
Monkey
It's so neat, the things you see here. Like, it's talent. I mean, it really is.
This little bit of these chocolate chip cookies. He's gonna make some dough. The water gonna make the dough. That chunk's too big.
These guys get
Hello
real
xQc.
That looks fucking disgusting.
Enjoy this video. Smile.
Things to do.
That's my narrator right there. Keep going, my guy. See a transmission. The world can learn something being incarcerated. Place it on top.
It's colorful.
Cake's colorful too. Y'all never seen like that before? Cheese angels. There's a cheesecake right here. You know what I'm saying? Crumbling up. Don't judge me. Like that.
Shit, that looks fucking disgusting.
And this is where your hand's gonna play right here.
I'm a certified chef. I love to cook. I love what I do. I know a lot of people eat with their eyes, so I'm all into my work, dressing my food.
That's my life. Let me get the third bite right here. Let me show you how to walk.
Okay.
There's a walk right now. Even though it's fruity, you know what I'm saying? You add peanut butter to it. Peanut butter protein. You know what I'm saying? When I work out, so I need that protein. It sticks to your bones.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that was kind of disgusting. Okay.